Cybertron Weekly is your central hub for everything Transformers.
Hey guys, Ultra Maximus back with another Transformers review. Today we're taking a look at the Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus. I've been waiting for this thing to come out since it was announced. I have not seen this at retail on the shelves. We're just now getting the G1 Megatron leader class here in Indiana, which is kind of unfortunate. I got this actually from Big Bad Toy Store. It was on a pre-order, and I've actually had it for about a week or so. Definitely cool, definitely liking him. And it's not the original Magnus. This is the IDW version, which is very cool. I am digging the detail straight out of the box. I am liking it a lot. I really, honestly didn't know that much about the IDW Magnus. And, I kind of read the bio, and then I went back and looked at some comics at the comic book shop, and it makes sense. It's kind of cool. It's kind of interesting. A little bit different, but it's just Ultra Magnus to me, and that's okay. I really, really dig him. So let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. Alright, so here we have Ultra Magnus in package, and you can see it is a very good size box. I am liking it. It's the same package that we've gotten for the Armada and the G1 Megatron leader class in this line, which is pretty cool, except, well, it's Magnus. Definitely cool. We get the Transformers here, Generations, the black box, figure inside the box. We've got artwork that looks pretty cool. Over in the corner it says Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus down at the bottom there. The little Autobot logo wraps around, which is really cool. So there's a close-up of the artwork looking nice. There he is in package. Top of the box just has that Autobot logo we've seen since Age of Extinction. Nothing really on the bottom. It's an official Transformer. Here's the side of the package. It says Combiner Wars, and then we get the artwork of Ultra Magnus, and then his little partner. I forget his name, but it's on the box. There's nothing on this side except an Autobot logo. Here is the back of the package. Minimus Ambus is this guy's name. So yeah, very cool. Here is his little robot mode, his little Cybertron car mode, Ultra Magnus and robot, Ultra Magnus and truck, and then it's got a write-up here. If you want to read the write-up, right there, you can pause and do so. It's kind of cool because it talks about little Minimus there, how he basically, when Ultra Magnus dies, he takes the armor and becomes Ultra Magnus so he can live on, and it's really kind of creepy. I don't know if that's necromancy or if it's kind of like the guy from Silence in the Lambs. I don't know, just kind of creepy. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm really interested to see if the old Snake G.I. Joe toy will be able to go into Magnus when it comes out, which would be very cool, very much like that G1 episode where they had Old Snake in their Cobra Commander. So that will be really, really awesome. But let's go ahead and get Ultra Magnus out of the package and see what we think. So here we have Ultra Magnus out of the package, and I have to say, this is a great figure. I am very impressed with this figure for a modern Ultra Magnus. This is a great upgrade. It hits all the notes for me. It's got a very, very G1 look to him. The sculpt is really, really nice. I like the upgrade in the fact he does combine with a smaller partner. It is the Combiner Wars, which is very, very cool. Even though I'm not a fan of that in the IDW, I like the G1 better, but I like it. It's a nice update. It's a nice change. The other cool thing is he comes with some weapons that can combine as well to form the Magnus Hammer, which we'll all take a look at here in a minute. So just some of the things he came with. Here's his little collector card. Yay. Nothing on the back. I wish they would have put stats and bios and things on those, but is what it is. He just come with an instruction book, and there's a picture of the Magnus hammer, which is really, really cool. Essentially, you're going to combine the gun pieces and then take his shoulder bits to make the Magnus hammer, which is really cool. So taking a look at the weapons, there's one. I really like that weapon a lot. Reminds me a lot of the old G1 version. Very cool, like the clip. Although, why would a laser gun need a clip? Here's the other weapon. That's obviously the top port for the Magnus hammer, so you're going to clamp those two together, and then you're going to put his missile pieces on there to make the Magnus hammer, which I will show off here in a minute. Let's look at Minimus first, I guess. So here's Minimus. Very tiny little guy. Neon green, very strange. He actually has a much more complex transformation than I was expecting. He's got little ball socket joints in his hips. His knees do move, which is cool. He's got ball sockets up here, but nothing at the elbow, which is a bit of a shame, and nothing in the head. But this piece here actually folds. It's on a double hinge that comes up and out for transformation, which is very, very cool. I was very surprised. I'll just throw him off to the side and look at Magnus himself. Yes, Ultra Magnus. I am digging the figure. Like I said, it's very cool. It's very robust. It's a very bulky figure. He is kind of light feeling, but a part of that is the fact, well, he's got a big hole in his chest to put the little robot in. But overall, really digging the detail. He's got a bit of a truck hanging here. It's very similar to my Citizen Stack figure. I'm presuming the Masterpiece Magnus, where the cab folds up this way and the trailer becomes the rest of the body. So that's kind of interesting itself. But yeah, overall the detail is phenomenal. Just kind of a close-up. I love that head sculpt. I mean, it's just beautiful. I love the light metallic blue. I like the dark metallic blue, his eyes, the detail on his chest, the silver paint picks. Just all around looks phenomenal. I am digging this figure a lot. Very, very cool stuff. Yeah, overall, I am impressed with the figure. Alright, so to make the Magnus hammer, we're going to pull these missile pieces off, which the double missile is kind of strange to me, but it is what it is. So we're going to pull these off. We've got the gun already combined. If you notice, there are little holes, little ports, and you're going to just simply put those in there, like thus. And now he has his Magnus hammer, which is pretty darn awesome. So let's go ahead and put it in his hand. Alright, so here is Ultra Magnus holding the Magnus hammer, and I'm definitely digging it. It looks pretty cool. I like how it combines together to make it. If you notice, just kind of a close-up here, there is a little groove, we'll use this as an example here, that goes through. You have to put the shaft of the hammer, in there and have him close around. He does have little articulated hands, which is neat. But yeah, unfortunately, that's the only way he's going to hold that in there. He's not going to get any super dynamic poses. But the fact that they included it, I am impressed. Articulation on this guy is really, really well done. He's got his shoulders, which move up and down. They actually have a ratchet underneath, which shocked me that it did that. His hands are articulated. Of course, he has a joint at his elbow. Nothing at the waist because, well, he's got a little robot to put in there. And then he's got joints at his knees, his hips itself. There's really nothing at the feet, but overall pretty good. And his head actually has articulation, which that flipping up I didn't think was going to, so that was kind of impressive unto itself. Alright, so to put Minimus inside of Ultra Magnus, all we have to do is lift this piece down. We see the truck bit. We're going to lift his head up, which is pretty stiff actually, up like that. This side opens first, and then we have the little cockpit inside, which is actually very, very detailed. I am digging it. He's got a little seat, little controls. He even has little parts for his feet, and the inside of the doors actually has a lot of detail as well. So that's pretty darn cool. There are little pegs that you can fit Minimus into. He's kind of hard to get in there like that, though. So I'm going to kind of half sloppily do this. And I found it easier if I lift it up like that, so I can get the little guy down in there. So let's wrestle with him, see if we can. Sometimes he's easy to go in, and sometimes he's not. So he's going to be pretty easy today, I think. All right, so there we have that. So there we have Minimus in there. We're going to close that. We're going to close that. We're going to put Magnus's head down over him, lift him up, and there he is inside of Ultra Magnus, which is really, really cool. I do dig that. I suppose if you really wanted to, you could lift up and you could see little Minimus riding around there. That looks kind of creepy as hell. But definitely fun. I like the concept. It's a fun play gimmick for Combiner Wars. For size comparison, here we have the Leader Class Ultra Magnus next to the Leader Class G1 Megatron from the Combiner Wars. And these two stack up perfectly fine together. I am digging it. I kind of wish they would do a Galvatron version of this figure. I mean, we do get Galvatronus with Cyclonus, but I think I'd rather have a repaint of this as a Galvatron. I think that would be really cool and stack up a lot better with Magnus. But these two definitely look nice together sitting on the shelf. So here's Ultra Magnus next to his Transformers the Movie buddy, Blaster, or KFC's Transistor. These two actually sit pretty well together. I am digging them. I think Blaster's just a little bit too tall for Magnus. Of course, Transistor's in that Masterpiece scale, and obviously Magnus is not. Here's Magnus next to the Evasion Mode Optimus Prime with the DX9 Armor Upgrade Kit for Transformers Age of Extinction, and these two look really, really, really cool together. The scale's just slightly off. I think Magnus is just a hair too big for Optimus, but definitely don't look bad together. Here we have the Leader Class Ultra Magnus next to a Henkai Hot Rod, and the size scale is drastically different. While it is cool to see them together, he's just way too big for Hot Rod, I think, in this scale. Here we have the Leader Class Ultra Magnus next to the Takara Deluxe Legends RC. And again, while I like seeing him with her, he just totally outmasses her, which is unfortunate. Here we have the Leader Class Ultra Magnus next to the Unique Toys Mania King, aka Galvatron. And again, this guy's just a little bit too big for Galvatron here. I do like them together, but I think I would prefer to have a repaint of the Leader Class Megatron as Galvatron. I think that would look a lot cooler. Here we have Magnus next to the Masterpiece Year of the Horse Optimus Prime. So, yeah, I like them together. They look neat, but he's just too short. He needs to be about an inch, maybe an inch and a half taller to go well with the Masterpiece lineup. And here we have Ultra Magnus next to Ultra Magnus. This, of course, is the MP10U KO Magnus. That is the repaint knockoff of the Masterpiece Magnus. And, I mean, they look pretty good together. Obviously, he's just a hair too short to go with the Masterpiece scale, but that's okay. It's still a damn good-looking figure. So here we have the Leader Class Ultra Magnus next to the KFC Citizen Stack, or the Masterpiece Ultra Magnus figure. So this is the Masterpiece scale. I prefer this one, I think, over the Masterpiece Perfect Edition Ultra Magnus. I just really like the sculpt. They're about the same size, and as you can tell, this guy dwarfs over the Leader Class. But, I mean, that doesn't make it a bad figure at all. And it's interesting to see the difference between the two. The metallic light blue on this figure is absolutely gorgeous. While I do like the cobalt dark blues here, the light just shines off of this one really, really well, and I do appreciate that. Just for fun, and since I already had them out, here is Ultra Magnus next to Die Commander, or the KFC version of the Diaclone Ultra Magnus, and definitely cool. I am digging the contrast between these two. He's definitely evil looking, he's definitely heroic looking, and it's just fun to see them all up on the shelf together. Here we have Ultra Magnus and Minimus in their alternate modes, and I gotta say, Minimus holds up to the name. He is tiny. I mean, just totally out of scale with Magnus in this mode, but I mean, it is what it is. He's a little combiner partner. He's a pretty cool looking little vehicle. I like the design. I'd like to see this in a deluxe scale, maybe for Wheeljack. I think that would be really, really cool. He has no wheels. I mean, he's supposed to be, I guess, a hover car. But yeah, I'm going to throw him off to the side. Let's focus on Magnus. Here he is in his Magnus-y glory. I like this mode. I think it looks pretty cool. It's a lot smaller than I was expecting it to be honest. But it does not look bad at all. It looks like Ultra Magnus. It's got kind of that feel for the old G1, especially in the rear. We'll take a look at that in the rear. But I like the cab, I like the design. It's got lots of detail. The cab does move, which is very, very nice. I mean, it rolls pretty well. I wish there was some silver paint detail in the wheels. Other than that, I do like the figure. Now, Takara has one coming out that's more G1 accurate in the paint scheme, which is fine. And then the Minimus figure is going to have a Alpha Trion paint job, which is pretty cool. So yeah, kind of a front view there. The back of the figure, again, that reminds me a lot of the original. But yeah, overall, I really like the design of the figure. I like the nice grille, the Autobot logo, the slanted lights, and they're painted. Definitely dig that. I mean, overall, they did a really nice job. It's a stable figure. I'm very impressed with that. Wish they would have painted some taillights there. That would have been cool. But overall, I was not expecting it to be as stable as it is. It's, you know, and I think it's just inherently a Magnus thing. He's kind of a floppy mess when you start transforming him. But everything tabs into place, and once it does, it becomes very, very stable, and I do appreciate that. So let's compare this guy to a few vehicles. So let me grab, I got a couple Stunticons here. Here we go. Here's Dead End next to him. And as you can see, yeah, he's just a little bit too small in comparison. And here is Breakdown. He looks a little bit better, but yeah, not so much. Let's see. So we can open the gates. Let's see if we can get these guys in. I'm going to pull them to the side here so his little trailer piece does roll down. And can we get... We can get a Stunticon in here. And this piece will go down as well, so if you want to, you can flip that. I'm just going to close those like that. And there is Ultra Magnus carrying some cars, and it does work, and I do like it. It's always fun. I wish they would have left that scene in the movie where he had a trailer full of Autobots and they were attacking Devastator. I just really like that concept of Ultra Magnus, and just that's the whole point of a car carrier Autobot. Carry your own little army. But definitely cool that the Stunticons do fit. We are going to get some repaints of Autobots, so it'll be neat to see them in there as well. And finally, let's compare Ultra Magnus with the new Lone Wolf third-party, not Motormaster, who is designed to give us a more G1 accurate Stunticon team and Minosaur. So let's roll him in. And as you can see, he is much tinier. He is way out of scale, even worse than Magnus is with the Stunticons in the vehicle mode, which is unfortunate. He's very accurate looking. I do like him. However, it's all about the robot and the combiner for this figure, and I'm hoping that turns out a lot cooler. But he's about the same length as Ultra Magnus. The cab is slightly thinner, and then he's way, way shorter. So yeah, kind of interesting to see them together. Very interesting. So I guess we'll just have to see what kind of Minosaur that robot makes. But for this comparison, Ultra Magnus for sure is the king of the road between the two. So, is the Combiner Wars Leader Class Ultra Magnus a figure you want in your Transformers collection? I'm going to say yes. I like the size of the figure. I like how he's got the little combiner partner. I like how the weapons combine to form the Magnus hammer. All around, this is a pretty fun figure. Now, I will say the joints are not as tight as the Leader Class Megatron figure, but that's okay. I mean, they work. I do appreciate the figure. I like the update. I think the sculpt is great. Posability is nice, and transformation is fun. So this is definitely a figure to pick up for any Transformers fan, for sure. So there he is, the Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus figure. If you guys like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. What do you think of this Ultra Magnus? Do you have it? Are you waiting to get it? I'd love to hear your comments. Put them down in the notes below. Definitely subscribe to my channel. I really do appreciate it. Share my videos. Again, thank you so much. And as always, look for more videos in the future.